And we'll give it another couple minutes. I know you probably have a lot of AI things you're typing in there in your chat. But as you're thinking about that, I'll introduce the pop-up professional learnings. These are hosted by eStream Learning Labs, which are generously supported by the Maryland Center for Computing Education, so MCCE, and it provides accessible opportunities for virtual professional learning. So we have all different topics that we do each month, and today's topic is about AI for access, tools that empower every learner. Oh, great. Okay, so uses as a supplemental resource. Do we want to give another minute or two for people to drop their intros in the chat? Okay, use Chat GPT. Welcome, Kelly. Generating pictures and practice Vita writing tasks. Great use. To build simulations, to explain computer science, modify lesson plans, build chatbots, differentiate lesson plans. Wow, the variety there. Hi, Tara. Learning more about AI. We're glad you're here. Hopefully, you'll get some great ideas to take away by the end of the today. Ryan is loving Notebook LM, speech to text, ChatGPT for art prompts. Brainstorming activity. So we've got a large variety of uses. So hopefully you'll get sparked with some new ideas today with our presenter. And Ryan, I'll hand it over to you to introduce our speaker tonight.
Absolutely. So I would like to introduce you to Alyssa Harrington. So I've known Alyssa for quite some time. So Alyssa brings over 25 years of experience as an instructional designer and technology educator, specializing in online and hybrid learning. As an instructional designer and technologist at Towson University, she collaborates with faculty to create engaging, accessible, and pedagogically sound courses. Recognized for her dynamic training sessions, Alyssa helps faculty explore emerging technologies, including VR and AI, to enhance teaching and learning. She develops faculty resources and professional development around AI adoption and advises on ethical and effective AI use in higher ed. She holds a degree in education from Towson University, just like me, and currently serves as vice chair for the board of directors at the Carroll Technology and Innovation Council, as well as a board member for the Maryland Distance Learning Association. So take it away, Alyssa.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. And I just want to do one quick check to make sure my volume is appropriate. Am I good? Thank you so much. And I think I need to share, Ryan. So do you want to stop? Take over.
I am stopping sharing.
Awesome. Give me 1 second to get my screen up. I want to make sure I have sound turned on. Katie, thank you for waiting as we do the little shuffle back and forth that we do so well. Honored to be here today, and thank you. It's a Wednesday night right before probably one of the most busiest weeks ahead of you with everything happening. So thank you very much, whether you're joining me live or viewing the recording. Please know that after this recording, I am happy to respond to any emails to you. I'll give out my email address in the chat when we're done. Somebody remind me to do that. And I'm happy to work with you on anything you may have seen tonight, because this will be like a speed date tonight. We're going to be moving pretty quickly through some really great tools tonight. It's just to kind of highlight some of the things that are available to you. And we're going to focus on AI tools and how they can lower accessibility barriers and provide support to create a more inclusive environment. And let's jump in. We have a lot of people still coming into the meeting, so that's that's a good thing. Alrighty. So as we go through these through the slide deck today, I'm going to, if I see it, see how good I can multitask here. I'm going to put into the chat a link, but you're welcome. It might be better for you to scan this QR code on your mobile device so you have access to our idea board where we're going to share thoughts, questions, aha moments. This will kind of be like our parking lot of reflection as I work through the session today. Feel free to jot anything that comes to your mind down. Certainly, Chelsea and Ryan will be monitoring the chat. But I feel like this would be a really nice exit ticket for all of us at the end of the session to have at this Padlet board. So let me put this in the chat right now. See how I was able to do that without stopping sharing. So that's a great win today. Okay. um, all right, so you have the ability to either scan a QR code or click the link. I'll give you a second right now to get yourself in line with this idea board. And please let me know if any of you have trouble accessing that empty Padlet board. And Ryan, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, or Chelsea, if people join the meeting after I've shared that in the chat, you may need to share this link again.
Will do.
Okay, thank you. Because I think that's like, if you're not in when a meeting starts, you don't see the chat history from before, correct? Thank you, thank you. Okay, for those just joining in, there's a Padlet link in the chat and you can scan, and we're going to begin and jump into our topic today. So I'm really glad you're here because accessibility is really for all of us. When we talk about accessibility, we could be talking about, you might be thinking about, oh, that's for a specific set of people working in, groups and have these tools. No, 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 no. Accessibility is for everyone. And it's all about making sure that barriers are removed, whether that means we have captioning enabled or we have different reading modes enabled. I don't know how many of you use the dark mode on your iPhone, because maybe you're sensitive to blue light. You set reminders for yourself because maybe, that just helps you keep on track. Uh, Accessibility is for all of us. And today, hopefully, you may discover a few new tools related to AI, which will kind of marry these two things together and make it a lot easier for you, your students, or a member in your family. And I didn't mean to go that far. Sorry. So just some quick statistics and that I like to share with people. That's some point in their life. That's 1 in 4 people. That's pretty significant. And then 70 to 80% of disabilities are invisible. And invisible basically doesn't mean that they don't exist. It means that we may not be aware that you have it. For example, you may not know that I suffer from having ringing in my ears all the time, and I have difficulty hearing a lot. So there's all these little invisible I don't want to call them a disability, but different challenges that we're all facing. And I really think it's important for us to have that lens on anytime that we're sharing information online or with other people. And these are just some examples of the types of challenges that accessibility needs can vary from person to person. So one of you looking at the screen right now may have said, oh my gosh, I can relate to at least 3 of these things that I'm seeing on the screen right now. So accessibility could be something temporary. Somebody in a cast, they may have difficulty typing, or somebody who has laryngitis and they can't speak and they need to find an alternative way to communicate with you. So again, it's just knowing that there are different variants and different reasons where people may need some assistance at some point in their life. So we're when it comes down to accessibility, really, when we relate it to universal design for learning, I have a lot of educators in the chat today, so hopefully this is not a new term for you. But when it comes down to it, accessibility is really captured with the multiple forms of representation, and information should be presented in multiple ways to our learners, and that could include audio, print, tactile, illustrations, right? And so the tools that we're going to look at today are ways for you to quickly author and create those types of materials for your students or to guide them in creating to assist them with their differentiated instruction. And I always like to share this, we are right now, I don't know about your institutions, but at Towson, because we are a state and government agency, we are under that Title II mandate deadline that is coming up in April, where we have to ensure that all our courses and all our digital content are accessible for our students. And this is not a new thing. We've all been working toward making sure we have the best learning experience because we'd never want anyone to feel left out, right, from our learning experience. But I really love this quote. I saw it at a Microsoft Roadshow that I attended in Chicago a few months back. And it basically said, solve for one, extend to many. So by you taking time or finding solutions to assist someone who may be experiencing a challenge or needs some accommodation, those same things can be applied to all learners in your classroom and build up and remove barriers for them as well. So just keep that in mind, that everyone benefits from creating a good accessible practices. So we're going to take a look at a few built-in accessibility tools you already own that you may not be leveraging. So I like to start with this, and then we're going to dive into the bigger tools. So one thing, if you were a Windows user, give me a thumbs up in your reactions if you're a Windows user. You Windows users out there? Okay, if you are using Microsoft Windows, if you right now on your keyboard press the Windows and the U, you will immediately be taken into the accessibility, used to be called ease of access panel, where you can quickly have access to tools such as the magnifier, changing the contrast and theme for your lighting. Maybe you're sensitive to blue light. But also very new in this area is there is a audio, and this is new with Windows 11, and there's an audio feature. So let me take you there right now, if I can do this. And right here, you can, under the hearing, you can turn on captions. I don't know if you knew about this feature, but you have an ability, if there is a video that is not captioned, that you're watching, or you know that a student may be watching in your class, you can actually turn on from the Windows end the ability to caption any video that appears on your screen just by turning this on. I'm showing videos today, so I don't want to turn it on right now, but this will turn on, and you can choose the caption style for like 2 lines, 1 line, increase the font style to meet your learner needs. So I just wanted to make you aware of this newer feature that was available to you in Windows 11, but certainly you want to peruse all of the accessibility features that are available to you. I feel like we forget. I just worked with a faculty member last week who came in and was an older gentleman and had a hard time seeing the URL font. And I just showed him how he could change and increase the font size on his computer to assist him with being, teaching online better. So we always seem to forget about those built-in accessibility features. Again, to quickly access this, if you're Windows, it's Windows U, and it will take you quickly to your accessibility. You will get the slide deck, by the way, which will have a link to more in-depth description about all of these features. For my Mac folks, I haven't forgotten you. So you don't have a cute little shortcut like the PC people, sorry, but it's just 3 things that you need to click to get to it. And that would be the Apple menu, system settings, and then you can go into accessibility. And very similar to Windows, you have a lot of those same options with captioning and display and voice control. So again, just to remind yourself and your students about these capabilities that are built in on something you already have right here on your computer. Chelsea and Ryan, anything in the chat yet? Or should I keep moving?
No, go ahead and keep moving.
Okay. All right.
If
So
you
let's
guys do
talk.
have, oh, sorry.
Great. So the Edge browser, as far when it comes to using some of the AI tools, like over Google, F9. So, and it will immediately, let me go do that for, well, for me, it's function F9. too much. Boop. You can always at the top, and that's where the player is. So excuse me for not seeing it. Sorry. Okay, let me do it this way because my keyboard is not behaving. If I just put the word read in front of it. So if your keyboard isn't acting right because my function key seems to be stuck, sorry. Good news is you can type read in front of any URL, and this is available to you in Edge, and it will put you into a reading mode. So what's nice about that is it simplifies everything that's on the screen. And then I can click read aloud. In addition to having it read it to me, I can come over here and adjust the text sizing, spacing, lightness of the page, make it dark if I'm sensitive to blue light. I can also choose a language. So for my learners with English as a second language, this may be helpful to them as well. And again, the way to do that, if your function key is working, is to press F9, or like I just showed you, a very handy trick is to just type the word read colon in front of the URL, and you'll have access to this great reading mode. You can also pin it, so it's available to you all the time if you want to have access to that tool frequently. Okay, another tool available to you is the read aloud feature. And the read aloud feature allows you to do Shift Control U, and it'll also give you access. This is in Chrome. So let me get over to Chrome. So many browsers to show you today, sorry. Okay, so let me get to a page that actually has text, like this one. And so I can come up here, sorry, and I can do, there's a couple ways to do read aloud. So I can, here we go. Sorry, the Zoom toolbar is not loving that I have to keep clicking up top. So you can use that to read aloud. And again, very similar to you can use it to increase the speed, the rate. You have all these options built into you with the read aloud function as well. And then, oh, there's the Chrome. Okay, if you click the three dots in Chrome, so let me go back to that. Sorry about that. I had it on both screens. And then you can come down here and have it choose the read aloud. And you can also just right click and say open in reading mode. If you don't like using the three dots, by the way, we call those three dots the like meatballs. Sometimes you'll hear people refer to them, but it's actually the more option. And you can click that, and then that will go to more tools, or you can right click and do reading mode. And then this will allow you again, so you can click play. I can choose the different font size that I want. You do need to highlight the text that you want it to read to you. I can do the reading rate. So all these great tools are built in. This one's in Chrome for your learners or for yourself. You may also appreciate having text read to you just to help with your cognitive load. Okay. So Chrome also has its own set of accessibility, just as a reminder, and you can go to that meatball menu or the three dots under accessibility, and also be sure to look at those features. It also has a live caption like I just showed you that Windows has available. So for any video that does not have captioning and you want to have the AI automated captioning, again, it's important to note that that is not always 100% accurate, but it is better than nothing. You have that ability to enable that directly within the Chrome browser as well. And Chrome add-ins. There's a lot of great add-ins available to you. I like Just Read. That's a good one that strips away everything on the page, all the distractions, and will just read the page to you and make it very clean. So be sure to explore some of the Chrome add-ins that are available to you within the Chrome options. Now, another thing that you can do, so if you have a file for a student that you want to share, or you know a student would benefit from having a file read to them that maybe isn't on a website, I want to remind you about this happened. It was very popular during COVID. It was the Alley File Transformer. And what it is, and I'll put this site, if you're not familiar with it, in the chat. And I think we've all kind of forgotten about it. Let me press escape so I can and show, sorry, so I can put in the chat for you. But what it will do is take a file, copy the link and go to the chat about that. Oh, that's not the file transfer. Let me do the Google part for you. Sorry. And what it does is allow you to take a file and transform it into multiple ways to listen. You could either listen to it, you can use a Beeline reader. So let me do Allie. There it is. And I'm going to put that URL in the chat for you right now. Thank you for your patience. It's always hard to drive and do chat at the same time. Great. So within the meeting chat, you'll be able to click on that link. And what this site will allow you to do is upload a file. And you can do it by drag and drop, or you can browse your computer and upload a file. And it will allow you to create multiple representations of that file. So let's just say I had, I don't know, this document here. Click open. Really taking a long time. I might come back to it to see, there it goes. Okay, I have to say I'm not a robot. I have to say who I am. Forgive me. Put that in. I hope maybe you're trying this on your end too. I just want you to see the list of options for this. Okay, this very quickly. So you have an option once you upload the file, and as you saw, I did have to say what school I was with. You have options to either listen to it as an audio file or Beeline Reader. If you're not familiar with the Beeline Reader, it is a type of font and gradient shading that helps people who may have problems with reading and staying attentive. So you can decide which type of gradient shading you want. And as I read through the document, the colors actually help me stay focused as I'm reading. So I always like to share because I feel like people maybe forgot about that. That was maybe one good tool we got out of COVID there was the Alley file transformer. It is free and available to everyone. I do know some institutions have Alley built into their LMS, and that is great if you have that. But if you don't, this is a great tool to share with your students if they would like to listen to, say, a paper or they would benefit from listening to it as like a podcast or using that screen reader I just showed you for ADD people. That's a great tool to share with them. So this is available to everyone, free of charge. Okay, let's step back in. Okay. And then, of course, it's garbage in, garbage out, so to speak. So if you are not creating good, accessible content with your when you're posting things online, these tools are not going to work. So your Alley tool for playing it as an audio may not read everything if you have not followed good accessibility practices. I'm not going to dive into that today because that is an entirely different session on how to create accessible content, but you will get the slide deck with all these links. I will say the win here is Microsoft because Google really does not have a good built-in accessibility checker like Microsoft does. So with that said, many institutions who use Google are pushing their faculty to put in a workspace add-in like Grackle, which serves as a accessibility checker to go through your document and alert you to possible issues. It is not the end all be all. It does not mean your document is going to be 100%. It always is a good use as a safety net. So you would still need to know about good practices for accessibility, such as using headings, alternative text, those types of things. But these will catch anything that you might have missed. I also want to share our University of Maryland Digital Accessibility Hub with you if this is a new topic for you. There's a lot of great information on this page, whether you work for a USM school or not. Everyone can benefit from the information that is that's been shared through our University of Maryland college system, excuse me. Okay, now comes something that you we're going to move into the parts where we're going to start working with some tools now. Now that we took a look at some things we have access to, I'd like to go ahead and share some great ideas for you to begin using right away. So let's take a look at Microsoft Word. I don't know if you're aware, but in Microsoft Word, you actually can use the dictate function to create a transcript. So if you have a recording and you don't have a transcript for it, or you want to just speak and have a transcript created from what you're speaking, you can do that right here in Word On the Home tab, go to Dictate, and you can choose Transcribe. Now, some of you, if you are not using the Microsoft 365 locally on your computer, you may need to go to the web to do this, depending on your licensing on your computer. You may need to do the Word online. But this always impresses people when I show them that you can upload an audio file. So maybe you recorded a podcast and now you're like, oh no, I know I need a transcript for it and I don't have it. You can click here and go upload that file and it will create a time stamped with attribution. Now it will say speaker one, speaker two, but you could do a quick find and replace to replace it with the correct speaker's names. And it'll create a nice output for you. Additionally, if you want to have a transcript created and while you're speaking, you can just click start recording and everything you say, it'll put down on the screen like a dictate function with time. So that's a really great tool. I want to make sure everyone is aware of. And I've been getting a lot of questions from our faculty about I made podcasts, I don't have a transcript. How can I get one free? Right here is your answer. Okay, PowerPoint. PowerPoint also has some great AI functionality built into it, one of which is called Speaker Coach. And this allows you or your students to learn about their tone, their use of filler words, which I know I'm guilty of, using inclusive language when they're speaking. It's a really great tool to very low, free, low stakes practice way to practice speaking. And it's available to everyone who has PowerPoint. It's called Speaker Coach. I'm going to show you that right now. Since I'm going to go into PowerPoint, I'm also going to show you subtitles. Subtitles are becoming very popular with my faculty when they're speaking in large rooms or conducting a workshop and they want to have captions up while they're speaking to help, again, multiple representations, another way to take in the information. I know I always like to turn captions on when I'm watching a movie. I don't know about you, but you have the ability to have captions appear as you're speaking using subtitles in PowerPoint. So let me show you where that lives. Both of these are going to be under the slideshow ribbon. Just get a blank presentation. Under slideshow, you'll be able to, let me move this over, rehearse with coach. So this is where you can go to click and rehearse speaking, your pitch, your tone, your rate of speed, and it will give you a report at the end of your presentation. So you'll see right here in the lower right corner, it says start rehearsing. And as soon as I click that, it'll be listening and evaluating. The AI will be evaluating everything I'm saying. And it will actually tell me if I'm speaking too fast to slow down. So that is a nice tip that's there. And again, what's really great about that is that you get the, we're getting a lot of people coming in, is that you get the report at the end of the presentation to give you overall how you did. Nice metrics. Additionally, in addition to rehearse with coach, you also have, and let me escape out of that show, you also have the ability to turn on subtitles. So this is a great tip to turn on if you're presenting a PowerPoint presentation. Lead by example, turn on those subtitles so the audience has another way to engage with your information. Now, it is AI, and so we know that's not going to be 100% accurate, but we do know it's better than nothing. And I will say Microsoft has a 95% transcription rate. So they probably have the best, in my opinion, with AI transcription and creating captionings and subtitles than most other tools. Okay, let's jump back in. All right, we're going to pause before we get into the big fun part. So those were all the roots of the things that you have already available. Now we're going to go explore some really fun AI tools. But before we do, I just want to take a minute to pause right now, remind you about your questions, thoughts, and ahas. And Brian or Chelsea, if one of you could put that link in the chat for those who just joined the session.
Yep, just did. And we do have two thoughts placed. So
Excellent.
someone said accessibility Windows logo plus U is an awesome widget.
Yes, it is. I love it. I actually have a keychain that has it on it.
Yes. And then someone else kind of was talking specifically about pointing out that immersive readers are not the same as true assistive technology and to
Right.
think about convenience versus if it's necessary.
Great point. There was something really interesting shared at the Microsoft roadshow that I went to, and they said that last year over 1 million people used the immersive reader. I think that's just speaks volumes about how many people prefer to, again, it's your preference on how you like to digest material, but to have that option, right? That's what it's all about. Um, I think is awesome without having to have, a full assistive technology. Great. Okay, so hopefully Chelsea and I talked enough that you had some time to maybe think about something to put in there. And Windows U button, yes, one of my favorite things. Thank you for those participating. Okay, let's talk about visual accessibility technology. So, one of a really handy tool, and I know many of us are working to get our courses accessible or working to get our materials accessible if we're working for a state or local agency. As I mentioned, we have that Title II deadline coming up. And this has been a really great tool, Be My Eyes, to help my faculty come up with a description of something on the screen, a way maybe if you don't understand it, you can tell it to describe what it sees to you. And this is available free for you to put on your computer. Anyone can benefit from this. This is a really great tool. I'm going to go ahead and put this link. I think I have to get out of show mode to do it. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're going to have to end show mode. Sorry to do it. There we go.
I
So
can
let me
type
get
it
down.
in. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, maybe going forward. Be My Eyes. Now I'm giving away my whole show here. Okay. So let's do copy link and put it in the chat. Okay. And there is a download button for this. So you could download it now or you could download it later. Just bookmark the page, whatever you'd like to do. And what it does, I'm going to go ahead and demo it now. So I already have it installed on my computer. Go ahead and launch it. It's probably in the background. Oh, my battery's running low. That would be bad. Let me plug that in too. Okay. Oh, it's already open somewhere. I just have to be patient. There it is. Okay. So once you install the Be My Eyes, and again, it's completely free, and you'll have a menu, and I just pinned it to my taskbar, so it's always available to me. So what I could do, I'm going to pull up a document. I'm going to have it describe it to me. And again, this is very helpful if you are looking for a quick way to come up with, we're having to create descriptions or describe things, or maybe you just want to have it digested for you, and the computer will explain it. So let's see, get this to come back up. I think because I opened, there we go. There we go. Okay, so let me put this in open in the background. I'm trying to get the Be My Eyes to be in front. Okay, we're just going to minimize it right now. Hold on one second. Okay, so I can say describe my screen. And hopefully you can hear it.
Yes.
Please wait.
It'll be interesting to see what it says about my desktop.
Windows desktop with a tranquil lake and sunrise background. At the top, a green zoom toolbar indicates you are screen sharing with an option to stop share. A black notification at the top right shows talking, Alyssa Harrington.
Okay, I'm going to stop.
The desktop display.
We don't need to keep hearing that. But I think this is a pretty nice tool. It's been a great starting point for my faculty who are looking to help think about the scientific complex graphics that they may have, and are looking to create a text version of that in addition to the alternative short, alt text, the short description. So this Be My Eyes, again, is a free tool. And if you're looking for help creating alternative texts to meet the needs of your students, you can also upload a file. So if you wanted it, so if I wanted it to do just that 6 steps, I could upload it directly to Be My Eyes. So I don't know if you saw that, describe a file. So I could upload a file to it and it'll create a description. So if I did only have, say, like a screenshot of something and I want to have a text description of it, this would be a great way to do that. In addition to Be My Eyes, get back on your PC, it's really part of a really cool thing. Anybody, oh, I'm sorry, Albert, you have a question.
Alyssa, are you
Yes.
familiar with Google LM Notebook?
Yes, I'm going to be showing that. Yes.
No worries. Good. Continue. I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem. Thanks for the segue. We're getting there. Well, I wanted to share with you, even though I have a pair of Meta glasses. Anybody here on the call have a pair of Meta glasses? If there's anybody, hands up. Okay. Well, the reason I'm showing you these is because this really is a great way to use the Be My Eyes for those who are vision impaired or completely blind. Very quickly, Meta glasses have AI technology built in, so you can listen to your music while you're out for a walk. They look like just regular glasses. But the difference is if I take a picture, you'll see an indicator light up here and it'll flash. So you don't have to worry about someone taking a picture of you. However, there are some people who've gotten quite clever with covering it with tape. If you start recording and you cover it, you could cover this with tape and the indicator will still take a picture. But that I just want to let you know that. So we've been having issues with that. We've been talking about students and wearable devices. But I want to let you know about the Meta glasses. What's great about this combined with Be My Eyes, I'm going to show you this video. Here is a video of a vision, actually, I think she's blind, and how she uses Be My Eyes through the lenses of her Meta glasses. And I just thought I'd share this with you.
Still look fashionable and be able.
Rewind it here.
I have a very strong sense of identity in my blindness.
A woman puts on a pair of Ray-Ban Meta glasses. She grins. The glasses have a sleek black frame and an integrated camera.
One of the misconceptions that people have about blind people is that we don't care about how we look or the way we present ourselves to the world. The Ray-Ban Meta glasses allows me to still look fashionable and be able to do the task that I need done as a blind person.
Hey Meta, call a volunteer with Be My Eyes.
Calling a volunteer. Hey there, how can I help?
Hi, I just got a new record player and I wanted to see if you could help me figure out which of these buttons turns it on.
Absolutely, I think it's the one on the bottom. Try that.
This one here?
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect, thanks.
Okay, so I'm not going to show the whole video, but I think how amazing is that? That opens up a whole, new realm of opportunity for anybody who may be facing challenges visually. So I think this is AI. There's a lot of bad that people talk about, but this is really one of those AI for good that can be used in conjunction with the Meta glasses. The newer version of Meta actually has, if you're not vision, if you don't have any vision impairments, has a heads-up display now where you can actually get directions while you're walking and having them appear on your screen or read incoming messages. So just wanted to share that with you because it's part of the Be My Eyes ecosystem. And I see that Albert has a question again. Yes, Albert.
So Alyssa, real quick, I have reader glasses. Is it possible to get my prescriptions added on to Metas?
It sure is.
So is Meta only Ray-Bans or
no? Great question. They also have Oakley, and I think there's one other brand that they're acquiring. But you can actually get your prescription put into these glasses, and you can also get them as sunglasses transitions as well.
Wow. Can I add Meta to these or no?
To your current glasses?
Yes.
No, these have this the speaker and the camera built into it, which would be what you need to use some of the apps and technology.
So right now it's only Ray-Ban and Oakley.
Correct.
Got it.
Yep. Great question.
We have a question in the chat too.
Yes.
It's specifically about the Meta glasses and recording. This is probably coming about as you're talking about it in the classroom. They're asking about if those recordings fall under the Maryland's two-party or all-party consent, or how would that look like in the classroom?
Right. So I've been working with our faculty going around campus, demoing these glasses, working together to craft syllabus statements. This is no different than any other wearable technology. We can have students looking at notes on their watches if they would only spend so much time studying instead of finding ways to get around it, right? So yes, absolutely. It's a good reminder to have these conversations with the students and remind them about consent and privacy and what is good to know about these glasses and what I've been sharing with the faculty is the phone has to be nearby and the phone needs to be on. These rely on the Wi-Fi from your phone. So I have a lot of faculty who are like, okay, we have a phone off rule when students come in. So these are rendered useless without the phone nearby. So that might be helpful for you to know. Any other questions about that?
So,
Oh,
so
go ahead.
meta glasses, you have to have your phone, and your hotspot has to be on. What is that?
Yeah, so you'll be using your cellular data or the Wi-Fi that you're connected. So if you play music and you want to listen to the music while you walk without having headphones in, you could tell your phone to, play whatever music
So
playlist you want.
I have to turn my hotspot on, yes?
Yeah, you would have to be connected to your phone, which has to be connected to the internet.
Ooh, that's a higher bill, Alyssa. Thank you.
Unless you have an unlimited plan. Yes, it is. Or just be mindful that you're using them, say, at the gym and connected to the hotel Wi-Fi, right? Great points.
Cute.
Okay. I also want to share Google Lens. So maybe you don't like that $300 price point for these glasses, and the new ones are even more. They're $799 with a heads-up display. Um, but you like the idea of having conversations about things around you. So good news, you can use your phone. I'm looking for mine. I don't even know where it went, but you can use your phone. And if you have access to a Google account, when you go into Google, and same with a paid ChatGPT subscription, and both of these apps on your phone, you have an ability you're going to click the little media button in the lower corner. So this one is ChatGPT. Mine is pink, but I think by default it's blue. And then this is Google Lens. It looks like this with the little sparkle. And if you click that, let me escape out of show mode for a second. Actually, I can show you a demo of ChatGPT's. You can have a conversation with AI about everything around you. So you can hold up your phone and have it help you decorate your room. You could be walking around your kitchen. You can be walking around your classroom and say, help me make my classroom a more active learning environment. What are changes that I can do? And you can have a conversation with the AI as you're holding your phone and walking around with it. It's much better than like uploading a picture and asking it a question because you're having a live conversation. And I feel like a lot of people aren't leveraging this voice video real-time conversation tool within these apps. So both Google Lens and ChatGPT. Google Lens would be free for you if you have a Google account. ChatGPT is only available with a paid subscription. But basically, for and ask it to describe what it sees, and maybe to students who are English is not their first language, they can hold it up and it can translate the sign for them in real time. So this is a nice feature that's maybe a more reasonable option to you than spending $300 and using all your Wi-Fi and cellular bill. So I wanted to share that with you. Okay. Also want to remind you how great these large language models like Gemini, ChatGPT, Copilot are. They are really great at looking at information and, sorting it, translating it, synthesizing it, and it doesn't have to be typed documents. You can take screenshots, you can take notes from a brainstorming session like we have here, and you can upload them into your chat, whatever your preference is. Any one of these will do it, and ask it to type it out. Let me just demo very quickly how great this works. So I'm a Kindle user, and I like to handwrite. And yes, I have an iPad, but I like the Kindle because there's no distractions. I don't have apps popping up at me. So this is an example of a handwritten thing that I took. This is examples from a brainstorming session, and this is a screenshot. So I could do any one of these. I'm just going to go ahead and take this one, and I'm going to go into ChatGPT, and I'm going to say, extract the text from these notes. Then you can just paste it. Give it a minute to upload. And actually, you know what? Let me get a little crazy here. Let me go ahead and take these and put it in as well. And watch what it does. So it's really incredible to the point where you can engage even having conversations on things that are pictures to me. I think this is just the next level. I love that it can read the text. It's going to also, I'm hoping what it will do. Here we go. Yep, see, it even labeled it. So the poster, not notes.
And real quick, Alyssa,
Yes.
I noticed you're on 5.1. 5.2 just came out.
Oh, did it?
Absolutely. I'm on it
Oh,
now. I'm on it now.
oh, awesome. Thank you. What I also want to let you know is to always review the output. So although it did that very quickly for me, you definitely want to take time. But do you guys remember the days of like having to rewrite and type everything that was on the whiteboard? Gone are those days. Take a picture, upload it to your LLM, and let it transcribe it for you. Great. Okay. So let's talk about some differentiating ways to differentiate like the way we digest information for students. Again, multiple forms of representation here. We're looking for ways to assist students with taking varying ways to digest information. And so one of those, and I feel like Adobe Podcast will probably be like the next big thing. Like if you haven't been using Adobe Podcast, my colleague and I, Teresa Valet, have been loving Adobe Podcast for the past few years. They now have stepped it up to a whole nother level. Adobe Podcast is now doing video. They are now making audiograms, which are these nice little visual stories with the words appearing. I have a feeling they're going to have to rename themselves Adobe Studio or something because they are now way more than just podcasts. And what I love about Adobe Podcast is that you edit the video or the podcast by editing the text. So you don't have to go in like in Panopto. I don't know if there's any other Panopto people on here, or like an Adobe Captivate where you have to like get in there and like to the timestamp, like snip it out and all that. Nope. You just highlight the part you want gone in the text and it highlights it. It takes it out of the video and the podcast. This is the tool I send my faculty to very rapidly create a podcast, an interview, because you can collaborate with multiple people. Students are using this for projects, alternatives to just writing papers in this age of AI, right? Let's tackle it with some AI tools. Storytelling is very popular now. So keep your eye on Adobe Podcast. It is limited for free users. I think you can only do like up to a certain amount of minutes. I think I want to say 20 minutes. But I'll check on that. But it's just really, really come up very quickly that they've just added the video captioning. And I don't know about you, if I can edit a video just by editing the transcript, life is good. And I don't have to do timestamps, that's a win. So take a look, check out Adobe Podcast. If your school subscribes to like Adobe Photoshop and you have access to like Adobe Pro, I know we had to buy Adobe Pro for all our faculty so they could remediate PDFs as we're going toward this Title II deadline. With that, they got Adobe Podcast. They also got Adobe Stock. So check it out. Go to Adobe Podcast and try to log in with your school username and password and see if you can get in. Because if you have the premium, you can use this unlimitedly. And again, always review output. Okay, so we were talking about Notebook LM. I feel like has always been getting a lot of love, but I wanted to share, and I know it was mentioned in last week's, but I wanted to share some updates to Notebook LM if you have not checked out Notebook LM recently. So Notebook LM is a tool that I love because you control what it's searching. You upload the sources. It can be a web page. You can add a website, copy and paste the link in. You can upload text. You can upload a document. Up to 50 files you can put in here and have a conversation about those files. So I thought, as I'm also helping manage accessibility and this new Title II DOJ mandate update that's coming, I thought I would make a notebook all about that so I can ask it questions. If the faculty asks me something I'm not sure about, I can go to my notebook and get an answer. What I also love, in addition to having this chat area, is check out the studio. And this is where, if you have not been to Notebook LM recently, you're going to be like, holy cow. Because previously we were wowed by audio overview. Now you can do infographics, you can do a quiz, you can make flashcards, you can make a mind map. So let's take a look. I think this is the infographic. Let's see if I know I'm running short on time. But look at that. Just from the sources that I uploaded, it creates a visual representation of that information. That's pretty cool. in addition to that, you still have the podcast you can listen to. I'm not going to take time to do that now because we're running short on time. But again, if you have not visited Notebook LM or you've never heard of it before, please, please, please check it out. I also like that it's not training the large language model. So anything that you're uploading here is not training the large language model. It's not going out and, building somebody else's model. So in that essence, it is secure. And again, hallucinations are reduced because it is only accessing the files that you upload. It's not going to go jump out to the web unless you put a website in that you want it to look at. Okay. Winding down. There's so much fun stuff I want to get to. And again, review the output. Okay, napkin. This is the last one, and then I'll stop so that Chelsea and Ryan can wrap up. This also was mentioned last week, but I don't think it was demoed. I've been using napkin as an instructional designer to do quick mock-ups before I go and create them in Illustrator, which takes some time. So napkin is a really great way to quickly take a block of text and develop a infographic, a sketch, or a timeline from it. Yes, you could do that also in Notebook LM, as you saw, but if you were strictly seeking to create some kind of timeline, it might be quicker to just come in here and do it. Napkin is free and it's still in beta, so I've been using it free for a really long time. But you can come in here, you can say new napkin, and basically you paste text in here. So I would say, I'm just going to say step 1 because I'm short on time here. Step 2, step 3. Sorry, that was my title. So I'm going to go back here and just say steps. And step. You get the idea. So you could take a series of steps. And then so what I could do is I can just click this little lightning bolt next to my text, and it'll go to work right away to create some visuals. And I can peruse through the visuals to see which kind of look that I like. But you can also, like if I know I want a timeline, I can type timeline under category, and then it'll give me some timeline options here. So that is a super quick demo, but I want to make sure that I did share that with you. The good news about this too is you can change colors, you can edit the labels that it comes up with and save it as an image. All right, I think. And Chelsea, you have your question up, or are you just telling me to stop?
No, there's someone in the chat that asked about transcribing to help with essay writing.
Did they want to come off of the mic and just explain that question?
Just speaking instead of writing, which might be kind of difficult. Just helping to formulate their ideas.
Absolutely. So remember that word that word dictate function I showed earlier would be perfect for that. And thank you for reminding me about another great use for that dictate tool. So a student could choose to speak and it would type everything. And Google also offers that dictation as well.
Okay.
Great. And also going back to the Adobe podcast, right? They could use the Adobe podcast tool. And what I love about the Adobe
to them too. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been using this on our assignment choice boards with students, and they've been loving it.
Very cool. And then we have one more question in the chat. Any specific recommendations for dyslexic students?
So there are certain fonts that you want to use for dyslexic students, and I'll put that in the follow-up email materials. I don't know of any other tools. That's again where having it read to them would be beneficial, and knowing how to access that read aloud feature like I showed you in the web. Those types of things where it's more audio so they can listen to digest the information. But yes, there's certain fonts you should be using that are helpful for those who are dyslexic. Great question. And while we're wrapping up, and if there's more questions, feel free. Chelsea, can you take a look at our thoughts, questions, and aha board? Let me know how that's coming along.
Yes, I placed it in there again. And If you didn't get to add your ahas or your questions, please add them now. Tell us, are you thinking about new ways to use any of these tools? We'd love to hear about it in your ahas. Right now, we have a comment about Copilot AI, Notebook LM, and they're really other great ideas. And hopefully the slides will be shared, which they will be.
Yes, they absolutely will be. Thank you. Is there any question in there I need to answer right now, Chelsea? I can stop sharing and go take a look.
No, we don't have any questions in there. We have one in the chat. They would also like some resources and ideas for autistic students in the follow-up as well.
Oh, fabulous. Yes, will do.
Great. Thank you, Tim, for your question there.
Thank you for that. Yes.
All right,
And how many of you are going to add meta glasses to your Christmas shopping list? Albert, I'm looking at you. They do come in different colors too. Like Chelsea's pretty glasses, they have them in like a pearl finish. So
Well, thank you so much. Round of applause for Alyssa. That was fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing so many resources. I hope you all have gotten some great new ideas or just kind of learned a little bit extra about a tool that you maybe are interested in or want to continue to navigate. And Ryan, do you want to share our final slide for us?
Yes, give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, too many slides.
On this final slide, you'll see Alyssa's information to her email. So if you want to reach out with additional questions, you can do so. And then we're also going to show you our next pop-up PD, which is after winter break in January on game-based learning. So we're going to show you that link as well in case you're interested in registering and continuing to attend these sessions. We always love having you here, and we hope that you get a new idea and that this just supports our students. It's okay. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I can just type it.
There you go.
Oh, there we
go. How about that?
Oh, there
Thanks,
we go.
Valerie.
Sorry, I'm having bandwidth issues.
No, that's okay. Great. So if you scan that QR code, that will take you for leveling up with digital game-based learning, which is our next session on January 21st. And we do have Alyssa's email in the chat. Fabulous, very informative. Thank you, Tim, for the shout out. Thank you, Valerie. We appreciate you taking the time, Alyssa.
Thank you all. Thanks again. And feel free to connect with me online or through LinkedIn, and let's stay in touch.
Great. Thank you. Everyone have a great night.
Great job, Alyssa.
Thank
Always.
you, Valerie. Great to see you. Bye, Albert. Thanks for your questions.
Hey, Ryan, you might want to unshare your screen.
I'm trying to. Like frozen. It's not going well.
Do you want me to share so that's not up?
Yeah, I can share it really quick. Let's see. Oh, I'm disabled. You might want to share, Alyssa.
I'm working on it.
Okay, got it. Here.
Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad somebody said very useful.
There. Does that save you, Ryan?
There we go.
Yeah, thank you. I got it off.
Okay. Oh, awesome.
So a lot of shout outs in the chat, Alyssa. And let's see in the ahas. Okay, so we have a napkin fan. They like the napkin because it's for graphic organizers. A lot of napkin and notebook.
I'll tell you what, that Be My Eyes right now is helping my faculty create alternative descriptions much quicker.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just playing around with a lot of them. It's just I knew I would come and be the learner as well. So
I know you know about most of those, but yeah.
Some of them I don't. Some of them I don't.
It's always fun to hear the different ways people use them.
Yeah, for sure. I'll tell you though, that ChatGPT video thing I've been using for everything. Like I redecorated my guest room using that. I just walked around. I was like, help me pick out a paint color. Help me pick out a duvet. And it gave me like a bunch of links. And that's the next big thing with AI is the commerce. So, it's they're working their way in so that when I say, help me choose a comforter for this bed, Pottery Barn make pop up, because they know that I shop there or whatever it be. So yeah, there's